I miss being single, she said, her voice flat as she pulled off her wedding ring and tossed it onto the kitchen counter. The small metallic clink it made might as well have been a gunshot. I just stood there frozen watching it spin until it stopped. That was how our marriage ended, at least that's what I thought in that moment. But endings are never that clean. There's always something hiding behind the words. And I didn't yet know that her, I miss being single was really code for, I'm already acting like I am. We'd been married 7 years. Not perfect years but solid. Or so I believed. We had routines, coffee in the mornings, shared grocery lists, date nights that were more about comfort than excitement. The kind of stability people claim they want. I thought we were safe. But safety, I learned, is just another illusion. That night started like any other argument. She came home late again. The kind of late that carries perfume that isn't yours. Laughter that doesn't belong to you. I asked where she'd been and she said out with friends. With that defensive tone that always means don't ask more. I pushed. She snapped. Then she said it. I miss being single. And the ring went flying. You don't mean that, I said quietly, more to myself than to her. Oh, I do, she shot back. I feel trapped, Daniel. You don't see me anymore. You see a wife. Not me. Her eyes were tired, not angry. That hurt even more. I wanted to ask if someone else saw her now, if someone else made her feel visible. But I couldn't bring myself to say it. I just nodded, as if understanding her would make the pain rational. She went to bed in the guest room, and I sat in the dark kitchen for hours staring at that ring. The next morning she acted like nothing had happened. She made coffee, hummed softly, checked her phone constantly. That phone became the pulse of my anxiety. Every vibration, every half-smile she gave to the screen sliced at me. I tried to brush it off. Told myself she was venting to her friends. Told myself people go through phases. But the unease grew roots. 3 days later I couldn't resist. While she was in the shower I picked up her phone. I'd never done that before. I wish I hadn't now, because once you open that door you can't unsee what's inside. Her messages were clean at first, group chats, memes, nothing unusual. Then there was one pinned conversation. Just a first name. Ethan. The messages weren't explicit. That made them worse. Emotional. Subtle. Familiar. I wish I could see you tonight. You make everything feel lighter. He's asleep downstairs. That last one hit like a hammer. I could feel my hands shaking, my throat closing. She was writing about me like I was a burden. An obstacle to her happiness. When she came out of the shower wrapped in a towel, she saw the phone in my hand and froze. The silence between us was unbearable. Finally I said, "Who's Ethan?" She didn't lie. That almost made me respect her more, and hate her for it. "Someone who listens," she said. "Someone who doesn't make me feel small." "Someone who isn't your husband," I replied. She didn't deny it. Didn't even flinch. Just sat down and started crying into her hands. That's when I realized I wasn't angry yet, I was numb. The betrayal hadn't hit full force. It was still sinking in, slow and steady, like a ship going under. I didn't scream. I didn't throw things. I just left. I drove for hours, no destination, until the sun went down. Ended up at a gas station parking lot, staring at the steering wheel. I thought about how I proposed to her right here in this town, in front of the fountain where she said yes through tears. I thought about every promise we made that now felt like a lie. When I got home she was packing a bag. "I think I need space," she said. I almost laughed. Space. That word had become the polite translation for, "I'm choosing someone else." She moved into a friend's apartment. At least that's what she said. I found out later it was Ethan's. How did I find out? Because he wasn't careful. They posted a picture together. Just 2 wine glasses in her hand, ringless on his. No faces, but I'd recognize her hand anywhere. I didn't confront her right away. I wanted to see how far she'd go. A week later she called. "We need to talk," she said. Her voice was soft, almost guilty. We met at a cafe. She looked different, lighter, freer. Wearing makeup she hadn't touched in months. She smiled like a stranger. "I'm sorry, Daniel," she said, stirring her coffee. "I didn't mean to hurt you. I need to find myself." I stared at her. "Find yourself in his bed?" Her face dropped. "That's not fair." Neither is cheating on someone who built his life around you. For the first time she looked ashamed, but not enough to fix it. Maybe one day you'll understand, she said quietly. I didn't respond. I just got up and left. But something inside me shifted. I realized I didn't want her back. I wanted closure. That night I called a lawyer. Not to scare her, just to protect myself. The lawyer, a calm older man named Harris, said, if she's moved in with him, we can file for adultery-based divorce. It'll be clean, fast, and in your favor. 2 days later the lawyer called her. I wasn't there, but I imagined it. The sound of her calm confidence cracking when she heard the words adultery claim and financial settlement. Because suddenly, she wasn't a free spirit chasing self-discovery. She was someone facing real consequences. She showed up at my door that evening, eyes wide, breath shaking. Daniel, what are you doing? She asked. I'm moving on, I said simply. This isn't you, she said, almost pleading. You're not cold like this. You're right, I said. I wasn't. But then you taught me how to be. Her tears came fast then. I made a mistake. I thought I wanted freedom, but I just wanted something different. I never meant for it to go this far. I looked at her, really looked at her, and saw not my wife but a stranger wearing her face. I said, you threw your ring at me like it meant nothing. Now I'm just returning the gesture, with paperwork. She begged. She said she'd leave him, that she'd go to therapy, that she missed us. But her words felt hollow, like reading a love letter from someone else's past. You can't glue glass once it's shattered, you can only cut yourself trying. When the divorce papers were finalized, she sent me one last text. I hope someday you forgive me. I didn't reply. I didn't block her either. I just let the message sit there, unread, like the ring still sitting on that kitchen counter. I never moved it. It became part of the house, a quiet reminder of what promises are worth when love turns selfish. People tell me time heals. Maybe it does. But healing doesn't mean forgetting. It means learning to live with the scar and still believe you deserved better. Sometimes late at night I still hear that metallic clink in my head. The sound of a ring hitting the counter, the moment my world cracked open. But now, instead of heartbreak, it reminds me of clarity. Because love isn't proven by how long you hold on. It's proven by when you finally have the strength to let go.